Hey, today, and I like beer and stuff.
We're talking dogs. More specifically, dog bowl inserts. Can you make a custom 3D printed dog bowl insert and help your pet eat slower? Let's find out on I Like Beer and Stuff. Well, here's our final design. Looks great, doesn't it? Hold on. I know. You probably want to figure out how I created this, so let me just back up this timeline and I will go over quickly with it. So the first thing we're doing is I needed to create a sketch of what the idea is that I'm looking for the overall shape of the internals. So I just randomly chose some diameters of circles and some patterns, and I went with it. So that should be good enough. Next thing I wanted to do is I wanted to create a negative of what the bowl looks like. So I created this basic sketch that's going to give me a bottom diameter of the bowl as well as a much larger shape, because I need to create, let's say, a form. From that form, I needed to create the overall bowl, so I needed to create a height of a bowl. So I created a plane that will allow me to give me the height of the bowl. And I created another sketch on that plane that's going to basically give me the diameters of the top and the bottom of my bowl. From there, I extrude that to make it look like my bowl. Roughly. It doesn't have to be accurate. Okay, so now we need to create the larger diameter which we will be subtracting this bowl shape from. To do that, we're just going to simply extrude the large diameter that we created up to the plane of the top of the bowl. We're going to turn our body on from the bowl shape itself and subtract it from that giant cylinder. It gives us a nice big donut. This is just like any other form that we have. So this is going to give us our overall bowl shape at the end. Now it's time to focus on the actual insert itself. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to bring up the sketch that we started with, and we're going to start creating the form, the actual bowl insert. So the first thing we're going to do is the outside of the shape and pattern. Then we're going to move on to all the internal towers that I wanted to create. Now we're going to make those look a little bit nicer. We're going to add some radiuses everywhere, some fillets, and put around each of the bowls, both on the tops and the bottoms. Let's start with the bottoms because the shape is looking pretty good here. So there's the bottoms. I did those first and moved on to the tops to get them nice and rounded because I wanted the food to follow around it and not just lay on top. Now back to our original form we created. So now we're going to need to subtract to get the bowl shape out of it. So this makes it nice and simple. We're going to take our donut and subtract it from our second extrude. And there you have it. We're just going to send it to our printer now as an STL, and we'll get started on that.
A few moments later.
So here we are. We're using Simplify 3D in this situation. I'm just going to import a small version of the bowl insert that we just did, or just created and exported. And now I'm going to tell it that we want to put a certain face on its side, center it, and orient it. Now the slicer is going to tell the printer what to do, so we need to make sure we go through and check all the tabs of information here of what we're expecting out of layer heights, if we want supports, infills, our temperatures, if we need any kind of cooling to make sure we don't have any weird stringing, our print speeds. Once we have that set, now we're ready to start slicing. We'll ignore that error. That's from a previous setting that I had done. And it renders our slicing. So now we can just go layer by layer, make sure nothing looks crazy or weird for how the printer is going to react. And then if everything looks good, let's just save it to our SD card and throw it in the printer. Since this smaller print's about 4 hours, let's make a montage! The one here on the left is the one we originally designed, and that one fits really pretty good. So we just made it smaller, and it was the one we just printed here on the right. We also made another variation with a slightly different bottom, and it fits pretty good on all of them. So how'd we do? Let's go check it out right now. So that was seriously impressive. The small dog Monica coming into first place with finishing wickedly quick. Ross right behind her, and Teddy is the slouch. But that's okay. Let's see what happens when we add in the bowl insert. So how about those results? Those are impressive. Teddy ended up being faster with the insert than without. Ross definitely slowed way down, and Monica loves her food, so she only slowed down a little bit. Just goes to prove that it's anybody's game when you have these inserts. But it's better to have one in the end. Don't forget, like, subscribe, comment below, and if you want to see more of this and not miss anything, don't forget to ring that bell. Thanks for watching.